Okay, next up we have Nasadi Nawanama with My First Day at Laka Aruna. My First Day at Laka Aruna by Nasadi Nawanama.
We all know that in our life we have to face troubles. And also I know that we have to face troubles. And also we know that we have faced in troubles before. And when you are facing a trouble, have you ever said like this, "Oh, this is going to be the worst day of my life"? But I have. But have you ever thought that that worst day is going to be a part in your successful journey? It was a Friday night, and it was about 8:30 p.m. and I was at my maths class. Suddenly there was a power cut and there were 2.5 hours to end the class. But according to the electricity board, the power cut was to be continued for whole 3 hours. So our maths teacher called our parents and told us that we can't do the class without lights. So after about 15 minutes, my mom came, and when I got home, I remembered that I have some school homework to do. So I lighted up a candle and started to do my homework. While I was doing my homework, I heard my mom's phone's ringtone. So I carried it to the kitchen because my mom was at the kitchen, and I gave it to her and I went back to the living room to do my homework. So after about 2 hours, the lights came back and my mom called me, "Supper is ready and come here to eat." So while I was getting dinner, no one told, but my mom and father was talking with each other. All the gossips of the day were transferred to each other at the dining table. And after getting dinner, I was very tired. And when I was about to go to the bed, my mom called me and told me, "Your friend's mother called me today, and she said that there is a good spoken English class tomorrow. It starts at 7 a.m. and it ends at 1:30 p.m. And then she turned to my father and said, "For shocking surprise, there are foreigners and they teach students." And then my mother said, we must get Akka and Nangi to there tomorrow." So when I heard that, my sisters and mine, our both faces were just like a tumbled tomato. And soon the Saturday morning arrived, and I ready to go to my morning class. So before the class ends, my mom and my sister was there to get me, and also my friends' parents were there. So when I got to the bike, while my mom was driving, my sister told me everything about Lakaran Academy and about the volunteers and about the teachers and also about the process of the class. So after about 40 minutes, we reached the place. And I saw some steps, and I knew that I have to climb up the stairs. But suddenly I complained my mom that I have a stomachache to avoid the class. But it wasn't worthy of. My mom understood that it's a lie. So my friend was also there, and my sister and my friend and also we went upstairs behind our moms, and when we got upstairs, I saw a group of children, and they were talking loudly. Some were speaking in English, and there was one in the middle, but I couldn't see him. I looked at him carefully because I want to know if that's Janakasa or not, because until then I didn't know. I haven't seen Janakasa before. But when I looked at him carefully, he was a foreigner. He looked tall and middle-aged. But suddenly my mom asked my sister to talk with her. She didn't like it before because she was fully nervous. but my mom forcefully made her talk with him. And while they were talking, I couldn't understand anything because I was too small. But the only thing that I heard clearly was the foreigner told my sister that his name was Gino. While my sister and Gino was talking, a young tall lady came and approached my sister and asked me why. My tongue was tied and I showed her my mom. And my friend's mom and her began to talk. After a few minutes, she said that she'll ask permission to join us to the class from Janaka sir. So she went into the classroom, and then after about 3 minutes, she came outside. Then she said, "We have covered more than 4 lessons. So we will try to join you next. We will try to join your kids to the course next year, because I think your kids will not be able to grab 4 lessons at once." I was really happy because I thought that I don't want to come to Lakaruna Center again. So when we were about to leave, the same lady came and she said, "You can join to the class." I was really angry at her, so I looked at her with an angry face. Unfortunately, she saw that, and I had to smile at her, so I smiled at her. So I went into a small building. When I went there, I was so curious to see Janaka sir, because until then I haven't seen him before. But unfortunately, there was no enough space in the classroom, so I had to be seated outside the classroom. At about 1 p.m. the class ended, and when I returned home, I complained to my dad. I said that they have covered more than 4 lessons and I can't grab them at once, and I said that it's too far, and when I go to class I feel so tired. My father actually agreed with me, but my mom didn't. I was told by mom thoroughly to go to that class continuously. And thereafter my friend also stopped the class. It was too boring to be there without anyone, and also I was alone. Later, Janaka sir started to do classes at Bhuttala, and my mom said that going to Bhuttala is easier than going to Hingulkaduwa. So she told Janaka sir that I will participate for a new class which holds at Bhuttala Center. So it was also a Saturday, and it was my first day at Bhuttala Center. So when I got there, it was a name class, and all the students were name, and they all were with their parents and their friends. But only I was alone. Even I didn't have my sister, because she was graduated from the same from Lakaruna Academy, and I was alone. But then the same lady came and told me that my mother can leave. So after my mother left, I was alone. But after a few minutes, a new girl came and sat next to me. I actually didn't care about her because I realized that she is a newborn. After about a few minutes, like when her mom left, she called me by my name. I was surprised, and I turned to her to ask how she knew my name. But when I looked at her, I was surprised because that was my best friend. Not only one of my friends, that she was my best friend. And all the fear and all the scare feelings which were with me all the time, they disappeared forever. And this story happened 2 years ago. And now you will have a question. Is this class still boring for me? No, this isn't. It was boring for me for about few months. But now it's not boring for me anymore. So this is the end of my speech, and I have to say you something special. When you have to face for troubles, or when something happened that you didn't expect, don't be afraid or sad. Just face it, and one day you will be successful as it happened to me. Have a nice day. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Cheers.